As you pointed out, 7% of the bill is in traditional infrastructure. It's not enough, and it's a very bad trade-off for tax cuts. It's not about the House. It's all about the Senate. And, you know, I mean, if they're wrong, we don't need their votes. The best budget of the Clinton years was the first budget and didn't have a single Republican vote. I want to be bipartisan. I want to work with the Republicans when they're right. But when they're wrong and when they want to continue the failed policies of the past, we don't need to buy them off with $300 billion of tax cuts.
Well, to be clear, it's about 7-point-something% of the stimulus bill as proposed is for transportation infrastructure. We did some math here today, and we feel like depending on what you call infrastructure, maybe you can get up to 15 or 18% in total. Did it used to be more, and it got dialed back in order to make room for the tax cuts?
We propose more, and there's, I think, a pretty good consensus among most members of the House that it should be more. But the dictate from on high and the negotiations with Obama's advisors, I don't think the president is there. I think he's ill-advised by Larry Summers. Larry Summers hates infrastructure. And some of these other economists, they were very much part of creating the problem. Now they're going to solve the problem. And they don't like infrastructure. So they want to have a consumer-driven recovery. We need an investment and productivity-driven recovery for this country, a long-term recovery. When we borrow from future generations, we should invest for future generations. Infrastructure is exactly that. There's not enough there for infrastructure in this package. We're still pushing back. I hope we can do better.
When you say you heard from on high and you don't think it's the president himself, you think it's his advisors, is it Larry Summers who's giving House leadership the instructions on what to do here?
It's not clear, but, you know, Larry is pretty much on record as being anti-infrastructure until very recently when he seems to have had a conversion slightly, but not enough.
Well, the president speaks very highly of infrastructure. I mean, he brings it up himself. Yep. He's been talking about it. If there's a distance between him and his advisors and what his advisors want is what's making it into the bill, that's a problem.
He needs to know it, and that's why I'm speaking out with, you know, I'm hearing a little bit of flack, but I'm speaking out because I think the president is with us.